Waldman. Tom Schaller is with us now. Gentlemen, we appreciate it. Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Look, congratulations. Tuesday the book came out. We've seen the reaction. Fox News, you guys are a bunch of elitist snobs. I think it's a fair characterization. MSNBC calls you patriots. I won't do either, but I am a little skeptical. Let's start with the title, Rage. Would upset, frustration, anger have been fair? How'd you get to rage?
Well, it's really white rural resentment, which is a known, measurable, quantifiable term in the social science literature among sociologists and political science. It's been measured by people like Catherine Kramer in her book, The Politics of Resentment, about rural voters in Wisconsin. But to be perfectly honest, we'll confess, you know, booksellers like short titles, like Blink, right, from, what's his name, or nudge. And so white rural rage is 3 words and 5 syllables, and white rural resentment just makes a lot more noise. We don't really use the word rage throughout. We're talking about white rural resentment, which is a demonstrable and quantifiable phenomenon in rural America.
Okay, so you guys have quantified it. You wrote a lot about it. I would argue that Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama probably talked about it before you guys were writing about it. Take a listen.
You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
And they feel so betrayed by government.
So it's not surprising then that they get everything according to guns or religion.
I guess you could add to that, President Biden right now is to become ultra MAGA. Is that probably fair? Are Democrats missing an opportunity by ridiculing this group of people rather than trying to embrace them?
I don't think Democrats are ridiculing them. And you'll notice that in those clips, everybody remembers those, right? Because a Democrat said something that, taken out of context or clipped in some way, could be seen as really uncomplimentary to people who live in small towns or rural voters. And they got no end of grief for it. But Republicans can say things that attack people in cities and the people who vote for Democrats all the time, and nobody ever blinks an eye, and in fact, they often get rewarded for it. I mean, you play that clip from Barack Obama. If you look at the whole thing, what he said was that people in small towns and rural areas have felt like both parties aren't providing them the benefits that they deserve. They're not helping them economically, and that's why they turn to these kind of culture war issues to help define their political identity. It was absolutely right. Now, you can argue about how he phrased it and things like that, but it was actually an accurate diagnosis of what's going on in small town America.
Can I just add a little piece? J.D. Vance, when he ran for senator, is a guy who criticized Trump when he ran in 2016, but then he wanted to be a senator. And what did he say? I've got to go to New York City, a city he'd been to many times. This is the horse whisperer to rural America. And he said, is it more like season 1 or season 4 of The Walking Dead? In other words, he criticized New York City as essentially a zombie apocalypse. Now imagine Chuck Schumer, the Democratic Majority Leader, said, I got to go to a fundraiser in Southwest Ohio where J.D. Vance lives, not in downtown city, Cincinnati, which has a higher per capita crime rate than New York City. Let me finish. He lives in a 1.4 million gated community home in the suburbs of Cincinnati, and Chuck Schumer said, I got to go to Southwest Ohio. Do I bring my own meth and overalls? If he trafficked in the worst and unfair and incorrect racial stereotypes about white rural voters, he would have been crucified. But J.D. Vance does that, and he gets rewarded with a Senate seat.
Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. The clip that I'm showing you is about these 2 men who wrote a book, and in my opinion, they are doing some really dirty stuff here, okay, as you can hear the way these guys are talking. And it's attacking Christians, okay? Now, bear with me. There's another article after this where the left is actually attacking Latino Christians now, you know? And this is something that should not be taken lightly, okay? Because in America, pretty much anybody on the left can say or do what they want, and nobody's allowed to criticize them. But now you're going to start going after, you know, white Christians or Latino Christians and try to make it seem like, you know, they're a big existential threat in America. I don't think so. Okay, just listening to these 2 guys, you already know that they're full of shit. Big time. And to be writing books like this, and I've been saying it for the longest, where is all this white on black crime? Where is all this white supremacy crime that's going on? Where are the white-only rallies? Where is all this in America? Because I don't see it. Mainstream media is not showing it. You walk out in the street, you don't see it. But you have guys like this who keep pushing a narrative. And people are literally getting hurt and getting killed over it. Okay? And it's disgusting. And this is the problem with people on the left and all these liberals. They think that they can say whatever they want, write whatever damn books that they want. Everybody's got to eat it. It has to be scripture, and that's it, because you don't know what we're going through. This is these are the numbers. We went and we did some poll, and this shows exactly what it is. Wait, you're talking about some white guys that live up, let's just say, I don't know, the Adirondacks? Okay, and you think because they want to keep to themselves, they're a threat to America? Well, how about people just leave them alone? Okay? Why do you have to point at them and say, you know what? Those guys are an existential threat to America. The Latino Christians are an existential threat to America. Why? Because we believe in God? No. What the existential threat to America is all these people that are attacking Christians. That's the threat to America. That is the threat to Christians around the world. Okay? And I, for one, I'm getting really, really freaking sick and tired about it. But anyway, before I continue, I had to have a big opening there. Excuse my voice. I'm going through allergies right now. But I want to thank all my subscribers, all my new subscribers, and all my subscribers on YouTube and on Rumble. So don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe to the channel, pass it around. If you want to help support the channel, in my description, there's a link to my Cash App and PayPal and to my merch store, TrueOutlawPager.com. So, all right, with that being said, people, I just find it really disgusting what the left is doing and how people like this are going to go out there and write a book. And then that book is going to go into the wrong hands. And then that person's going to think that, you know what? We got to do something. And let me tell you something. If I didn't know any better, I swear. If I didn't know any better, I swear that the left wants to start a race war in this country like there's no damn tomorrow. Like there's no tomorrow. Imagine if somebody wrote a book that blacks in Chicago, okay, pose a threat to democracy. Just freaking imagine that title in a book. If they was to say, I don't know, Black Suburb Rage. New book says Heartland poses threat to democracy. Or Chicago suburbs or Chicago ghettos pose a threat to democracy. The left will lose their damn mind. And for these guys to come out, okay, and come out with statistics that, you know what, it's like, where'd you get these statistics from? Because like I said, you turn on the TV and let me tell you something. I mean, is there crime all around America? Yes. But let's be honest here. When was, and I'm not, listen, everybody knows me. I'm not a racist, nothing like that. I love everyone. When was the last time we seen a flash mob of only white people just going out there and destroying, like, stores in California and stuff like that? I mean, let's just be honest here. Let's totally be honest here. Okay? When was the last time you seen a mob of Hispanic Christians out there just, attacking people? Let's be honest. The left are playing a very dangerous game with people's lives. And they're sick, and they're twisted, and they're demented. But anyway, let's finish watching this. Here we go.
Look, the way everybody talks about this is important. And I think you make a good point. I think you guys cited this. Rural versus urban values. 68% of rural residents say urban Americans exhibit different values. 48% of urbanites describe rural Americans as having values different from them. Having come from rural America, I don't know who's saying no to this because it makes sense to me. But if you think about rural rage, let's just say it exists, or resentment, whatever you want to call it on these cultural war issues. Why are people who say criminals who should be deported, who are illegal aliens, who commit crimes should be deported? Well, now they're xenophobic. If you say, I want people who commit crimes in big cities locked up, you're racist. If I want my little girl to play on a sports team with only little girls and not big boys or even little boys, I'm anti-gay. why does telling people you're anti-gay or xenophobic and you're racist for having those beliefs not make them rageful?
Well, look, we have dozens of polls and studies that we cite, and you will look in vain if you're looking in our book for any kind of ad hominem or insults. That's not our goal. What we are talking about is a real political problem.
He's saying that's not their goal, but they're freaking doing it. People are going to look at this book, look at the words inside. People that have soft brains are going to be like, you know what? This is what he's trying to say, down to the white Christian guy or whatever the case is in rural America. Okay? Like I said, listen, if there's somebody that lives up in the sticks, man, and they're living their life, if you don't even know that they're living up there, what do you care what they're doing? If they're not coming down, okay, into the cities causing trouble, whatever the case is, what do you care? They make it seem like there's hordes and hordes of boys from the country boys just coming down and just like kicking ass and taking names. When that's not even the case. But this is what the left does. This is what the Democrats do. They keep up with this freaking racial mentality. Everything with them is about color. Everything with them is about religion. Okay? Now listen, we can make the argument that, you know, you can get radicalized no matter what religion you believe in, no matter what color you are. That's a given. People, it happens. But damn it, ever since, you know, Obama, you know, Homeland Security, Mayorkas, the president, the vice president, all they keep on saying is that this white systemic racism, and it's coming from whites and blacks and Latinos all around. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, you know, being born and raised in the Bronx, I have a lot of white friends. Irish, Italian, Yugoslavian, Russian, doesn't matter. I'll be honest, my whole life, throwing down in the street, I've probably had maybe 2 or 3 fistfights with a white guy. All the other 50, 60, 70 fights I had was with blacks and Latinos. So I like to know where are these gangs of white people that they keep saying pose an existential threat, especially if that, you know, these Christians in the heartland, that they pose a threat to democracy. No, what poses a damn threat to democracy is the freaking Democrat Party. That's what's posing a threat to democracy, not only here, but abroad. Okay? And when you got liberal shills like this, okay, he thinks that he's doing America a service. No, he's doing a big-time disservice. But let's finish this off before I get to the next article. Here we go.
Problem. And one of the things that happens in rural America is that, you know, people always say, oh, the Democrats have abandoned it. And that's largely true. But you know what? Republicans have abandoned rural America, too. They keep getting elected, but they're not doing anything to actually help the voters in rural America.
Thanks for watching.
Okay, I'll stop it right there. Sorry about that. But, you know, he's saying that they're being abandoned by Republicans. Yeah, well, you know, when I was in Arkansas for the past couple of years, and I traveled around different parts of Arkansas, Fayetteville, Springdale, Cabot, all around. And believe me when I tell you, there's a lot of country boys in Arkansas. But here's the thing, black, white, and Hispanic combined. And you know what they believe in? They believe in freedom. It's true. Their God, their guns, and their Bible, their freedom. They believe in that. I never had one call me a spick. I never had one tell me, oh, you know what, stay with us because you're Latino. I never had a black guy say, well, stick with us because, you know, you're part of this crowd. No. They all stood for freedom in America, and that's what they wanted. So I'd like to know where the hell does rural America that these two guys got the bug up their ass to go and write a book, okay, based on whatever polls they said that, you know, went out there and did extensive work. You know, everybody knows that leave it up to a Democrat to do a poll and do extensive work. You know what you got? Okay? You got a recipe for shit pie. That's the kind of book you're buying. But anyway, let's go to the next article so you can see what I'm talking about how now they're attacking the Latino Christians in America. Here we go. Here we go, people. It says Latino Protestants are giving Christian nationalism a boost. Okay? You already know where this is going to go just for the title alone. It says Hispanic Protestants are among the biggest supporters of Christian nationalism, despite the belief system's anti-immigrant and anti-diversity stances, according to a new survey. Well, you know what? That should be the American stance. Because just by this alone, the first two sentences, we already know where this is going. They think that because you're Latino, that you should want open borders and all kinds of chaos in America. Why would we want that? Okay? I mean, in all honesty, why would anybody want that? But I like the way they're trying to change this narrative. And look at where we're at. We're in March. Look at the way the narrative is changing now. Now they're going to start talking about, they're going to start pushing this white racism thing, this Hispanic Christian nationalism thing. Why? Because they're on the rise to make an attack. And the attack is going to be on people's credibility, okay, their morals, their scruples, and this is the fear. This is going to be their new fear campaign. Okay, believe me when I tell you, people, this is going to be the Democrats' new fear campaign to make people think that it doesn't matter what color you are, but that if you believe in Christianity, that you are going to be a threat to America. But let's continue. Why it matters. Around 2/3 of Americans surveyed said they reject or are skeptical about Christian nationalism, but its prominence in the GOP is helping shape its educational, healthcare, and immigration policies. New data from the nonpartisan Public Religion Research Institute's American Values Atlas, that sounds like a load of, let me just shut up, released Wednesday, show 55% of Hispanic Protestants, most of whom identify as evangelical, hold Christian nationalist beliefs. About 66% of white evangelicals hold such views, the biggest share of any group surveyed. Among Latino Catholics, 72% say they rejected or were skeptical of Christian nationalism. Republicans, 55%, are more than twice as likely as independents, 25%, and 3 times more likely than Democrats, 16%, to say they hold Christian nationalist views, the survey found. Well, you know what the problem is right here? And I'll just break it down. You got 55% of Republicans that are holding on to Christian values, okay? You got independents and Democrats, then it comes out to what? What do we got here? 41%. 2 different parties in this country, okay? The majority, because look at the numbers, this is their pew. The majority of their people just don't believe in God. And in my opinion, that's the existential threat in America. And I'll tell you why. It's okay in the Muslim countries for them to believe in Allah and do whatever they like, right? And they say, well, you know what? They believe in their Muslim faith. So then what's wrong with the Christians? It's okay for the Buddhists, for the Jews, for anybody to believe in their faith. Even the Satanists to believe in their faith. But when it comes to Christians, oh, no, 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 no. That's a threat. They're nationalists. Really. But let's continue. Christian nationalists are among the strongest supporters of Donald Trump, various polls show. Here we go. Key word, okay? Or key phrase. Christian nationalism is a set of beliefs centered around white American Christianity's dominance in most aspects of life in the United States. Really? You know, these people that write these things are so damn disgusting. Anybody that believes in the Lord Jesus Christ knows that he came from the Middle East. Why would anybody think that Christianity is a white religion or a black religion or a Latino religion? You know, this is disgusting what these people are putting out, man. It truly is. But let's continue. Many Christian nationalists believe the federal government should declare the U.S. a Christian nation and move away from secular interpretations of pluralist democracy. I agree 100%. People will say, why? I agree 100%. Israel's got their nation. Islam has their nation. Where's our Christian nation? People say, well, that's not the way America was supposed to be. Okay, we can look at it, from many different ways. But look at what's happening in America. What we need is more God. That's what we need. Okay? less little boys and girls getting sex operations, okay, and more God in the classroom, at home, in the family, in the streets. That's what we need. But let's continue. They are staunchly anti-abortion, oppose rights for transgender people, and see religious diversity as a threat to their Christian worldview. Absolutely. Many also believe U.S. law should be based on Christian values and that God has called Christians to exercise dominion over society. What are they saying? The idea that Christians should actually exercise dominion over all areas of American society has been quite popular among both white and Latino evangelicals. Robert P. Jones, president and founder of PRRI, tells Axios. Axios figures. Jones said Latino evangelicals also are more likely to identify as racially white. You know, I've never met a Latino in my life, be it me and my family or anybody else. I've never met a Latino that identified as white. So where the hell they're getting this stuff from, I have no idea. As a matter of fact, if anybody watched my video I put out a couple of days ago, when I went and got my my concealed carry permit, the way they put me down as white, and I had to bring that up to the sheriff's deputy. And then he was like, that's what they told us to do. So that came from the government. That didn't come from me. The government saw fit. This was when Barack Obama was president. They saw fit to start labeling Latinos white, which I think is dangerous, because if you're looking for somebody committed a crime and you say he's a Latino, but then you look at his paperwork and they say, well, it says he's white. That's not the guy we're looking for. You see what I'm saying? So they're the ones that have all this screwed up. But I digress. White right-wing Christian leaders have been aggressive in recruiting Latino evangelical pastors to ideas around Christian nationalism. Catherine Stewart, author of The Power Worshippers, Inside the Dangerous Rise of Religious Nationalism, told reporters Wednesday. Okay. You know, anything that does not, how can I say, anything that does not jive with the left, they're going to deem it far right no matter what. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Okay? That's how they see it. That's how they want it. And that's the way they want others to look at it. When all they're doing, and they know they're doing, this is not no more about incompetence. This is not about, oh, they messed up. No. I've been saying it for the longest. This is by design what these people are doing. They are sowing division in this country and around the world. This is not about people that are incompetent. Okay? It's just not. You think Cheney was incompetent not to send planes out to go, you know, and intercept certain people 20 some odd years ago? That wasn't incompetence. That was by design, man. And I don't give a flying rat's ass what anybody thinks. Okay? And what I see here, okay, is that, number one, they're putting white people in danger. And now, number two, they're going to be putting Latinos in danger. Okay? And they're going to put anybody else in danger that wants to deal with these people. Go to church together. Work together. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, whatever the case is. They're putting them in danger. Why? Because they are blowing this dog whistle of fear about white right-wing Christian leaders and rural white hateful people and white supremacy and all this bullshit. And it's not right. Many Latino evangelicals don't know they're being indoctrinated with Christian nationalism. Elizabeth Rios, founder of the South Florida Passion Center, a faith-based, justice-oriented training center, tells Axios. Well, you know what, Mrs. Rios? I can already tell that you are definitely some left-leaning, and I have to say it, and I'm sorry for saying it, but you definitely don't know what the hell you're talking about. Plain and simple. Okay? Plain and simple. She obviously doesn't have a strong faith in God, but Christian nationalism counters the message of Jesus, who urged followers to help the poor, strangers, and the sick, not build walls and oppress those who are different than us, Rio says. There you go. Leave everything wide open, because that's what God wanted, and she is totally wrong. She is totally wrong. Okay? What she needs to do is take her foot out her mouth and open up the Bible and start reading. Okay? That's what she needs to do. But I'm going to digress on that. The Take Our Borders Back rallies earlier this month drew Christian nationalists who said they were part of God's army. sent to defend the U.S. against migrants as at the U.S.-Mexico I guess they meant to say border. Influential Houston Second Baptist Church pastor Ed Young on Sunday referred to migrants as undesirables, garbage, and wrath, per the Houston Chronicle. Well, you know what? To insult somebody like that, I think it's wrong, if he even said it. That is not the kind of Christian person I want to hang out with that's going to look at people like that and demean them. Okay? That I disagree with. But I stand strong, okay, on my Christian faith and the fact that we got to keep this country safe. Has nothing to do with religion. I mean, look at what just happened in Haiti. Okay? They had a major riot in one of their prisons, and I believe they said over 2,700 inmates got out. They're on the loose. Why? Because look at the chaos that's going on in Haiti. So how long before they make it to our borders? These are hardcore criminals that escaped that prison. But I'll digress on that. I'm not trying to, scare people. Just pay attention. Keep your eye, keep your ear close to the ground. It says he has previously attacked civil rights as woke and said it wasn't based on the Bible. Hold on one second. So, I don't know where these people are coming up with this. Okay? But it just seems like any little thing that anyone says, they're gonna spin it around. They're gonna spin it around. But that's the way the left does it. Okay? Now it says the methodology. The Public Religion Research Institute's American Values Atlas survey was conducted March 9th to December 7, 2023 by PRRI. The poll is based on a representative sample of 22,465 adults aged 18 and older, including 2,742 Latinos living in all 50 states and the District of Columbia, who are part of Ipsos Knowledge Panel. Now, out of 22,000 people plus, just interviewing 2,742 Latinos, they made their consensus and said this is set in stone. I'm telling you, people, the left has gone off the rails, man. They truly have. And it's disgusting and it's very dangerous. Now listen, like I said, we need to love each other more. Okay? So don't take what I'm showing you and telling you for you to have fear or for you to treat anybody bad. No, that's not the way it is. We all know, and I was always taught, don't hang out with people you don't want to that are going to get you in trouble. You surround yourself by good people. That's what we all should do. If there's people that are negative and maybe you can make an impact in their lives, then fine, by all means try. But I tell you what, we're not the ones. At least 99% of us are not the ones sowing division in this country. Oh, not by a damn long shot. And all around the world. Okay? Because last I checked, and I don't care who I offend, and it should not be offensive, but last I checked, I have yet to see a Christian army attacking anyone on the planet since the day I was born. Okay? And if there has, okay, somebody leave it in the comments. I'd like to know. Here in America or elsewhere, I'd like to know. Something tells me that if you found it, it might be one, maybe two instances. Don't know. Or maybe none. Who knows? But anyway, that's what I got for you. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. Pass it around. If you can help support the channel, please subscribe. That helps out a lot. Also, I'll leave a link in my description to my Cash App and PayPal and my merch store, TrueOutlawPatreon.com. Get your shirts. Wear your American shirt with pride. And send me some pictures so I can put them up. But remember, people, that's what I got for you here. So just pay attention to what's going on, because to me, this is going to be the new dog whistle for this year. They're really going to make a lot of people scared with this when it's not even like that. Okay? It's not. And remember, stay vigilant. Keep praying for each other, and keep praying for this country. Peace.